Hey everybody, Jeremy over here at Backcountry and Beyond. It's time for another grilling tip video. Obviously we're going to do some grilling today. I'm going to try something new today. I have done something similar to this before. If you watched our previous videos, maybe you saw the egg in a bacon nest that I did several weeks back. It's basically take a muffin tin, you put a little piece of bacon in there and dump an egg in there, and it comes out like a little bite-sized, you know, kind of like a poached egg wrapped in bacon. It's really good, but I was sitting around the house last night thinking of something new to try, and I thought, well, what if I do something similar to that, except instead of cooking my eggs in like a baking dish or muffin tin or whatever, what have you, cook them inside of a pepper. I mean, that sounds like pretty awesome idea to me, so I'm gonna try it out and see how it goes. I got some bell peppers here. I'm gonna cook some eggs in there, and I'm not just gonna do eggs. I'm gonna do some mushrooms and bacon as well, and of course cheese. If you know me at all, you know there's gonna be some bacon in there. I mean, it has to be bacon, right? So let's get right to it. So for this recipe, obviously you're gonna need some fresh bell peppers. I've already washed these, scrubbed them in the sink. Always make sure and wash your veggies, fruits, whatever, before you do anything with them. Sometimes they have like wax coatings on them, or you never know what they may have come into contact with in the grocery store or shipping or this or that, whatever. Just always wash them first. So bell peppers, I've diced up some chives here, got some fresh chives. I've got some portobello mushrooms or cremini mushrooms. I've diced them up. If you don't like mushrooms, leave that out. Put whole slices in there if you want to. I'm going with diced. I like them to cook down a little bit more. I like that mushroom flavor, but I don't really want a lot of that mushroom texture in there. I've got some nice good quality extra virgin olive oil, some Traeger Coffee Rub, because what goes better with breakfast foods than coffee, right? And of course cheese. I've got some shredded mozzarella and some shredded cheddar I'm going to be using today. I've already pre-cooked some bacon. I've got it chopped up and ready to go. And this is just where I separated my little crispier bits. I'm mostly going to be using these because it's going back on to cook again, so I don't want it to get too crispy. And so that's it as far as the ingredients. Let's get right into some food prep. First thing we're going to do is cut these bell peppers right down the middle, and try to cut them in a way where you'll be able to kind of let them sit on one side without them rolling all around. This one's going to be kind of difficult. I wasn't paying enough attention when I bought it. This one's only got 3 sides to it, so one of these sides is probably going to be a little bit wobbly, but that's all right. We'll work with it. We'll make it happen. So just cut it right down the middle from the top to the bottom. And then of course we want to get all of the seeds and veins out of there. Don't really want to be eating that today, so let's just get that out of the way. And I'm going to use, as always, my favorite tool for this job, a grapefruit spoon. I've found that this just works the best. Makes it a little bit easier. Grapefruit spoon has those little teeth on the end, so it makes it real easy to dig in there and just get all that stuff out of there. So that's it, just like that. And just repeat this process for all the rest of your peppers. Alright guys, so as you can see here, all of our peppers, we've got them halved. We've removed all of the seeds, all of the veins. That's what you want it to look like when you're done. Another thing that's worth noting, try to pick out peppers that are as symmetrical as you can find, you know, 4 sides. Don't make the mistake I did, as you can see with this red one here. That's not ideal. It's going to be hard to stuff that. So I'm thinking what I'll do here is I'll just take this little balled up piece of foil and kind of try to prop them up, and then hopefully they'll do all right like that. But yeah, when you're picking out the peppers, if you're going to stuff them like this, try to get some that are symmetrical so they'll sit evenly, so you got kind of like a bowl there to stuff them. And also keep the tops on. You can eat around that, of course, but you don't want to cut the tops off when you're doing a recipe like this, because all your stuffing is going to just leak out of there if you do that. So keep the tops on. Alright, so we're going to start stuffing these now. Actually, first thing we're going to do is oil them. So we've got some nice good quality olive oil here. We're going to go ahead and oil these up and season them. So just flip them over to start. We'll go ahead and oil this side first. And again, for my seasoning today, I'm using the Traeger Coffee Rub. This is a personal favorite. I use this all the time. It goes great with bacon too. Use whatever you like. You can just do salt and pepper if that's what you like. That's fine. That's one side down. Now we'll get the inside of these. Flip them right back over. A little bit of oil on the inside. Get all up in there. Of course, same thing on the inside. Use your salt and pepper if that's what you're going with, whatever seasoning you like. I'm going with the coffee rub. This stuff's awesome. You don't have to get too crazy with the seasoning. This is going to be quite flavorful on its own, but as I always say, season everything. And I see a truck outside, which tells me we got some grills on the way. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this right here. We'll be back in a minute and we'll start stuffing these peppers to get them ready for the grill. All right guys, so we got the truck unloaded. Time to get back to the task at hand. Let's start stuffing these peppers, get them prepped for the grill. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with some cheese. Got some nice mozzarella cheese here, shredded cheese. Put a little layer of that down in the bottom. Put a little bit of these diced mushrooms in there. If you don't like mushrooms, leave that out. I like mushrooms, obviously. Of course, we need some bacon. Always gotta have bacon. Anytime you're grilling, there should be some bacon involved somehow, some way. Put a few little pieces of that down. Oops. What are you doing in there? Go in with a little bit more cheese on there. Next, we need eggs. Now remember, always crack your eggs away from the dish or whatever vessel you're going to be cooking them in. That way, if you have any little shards of a piece of shell or whatever that flies off of there, it's not going to end up in your food. It's going to end up in here instead. I'm going to start cracking these eggs. Just drop it right in there. Oh man. Again, like I said earlier, don't make the same mistake I did. This pepper here is really giving me a hard time because I picked out one that was only 3-sided, so it doesn't want to sit straight. It's not quite big enough. Like I said, we're going to make this work. I'll put all the foil I need to under there. I'm going to make this work. Anyway, so we're going to continue stuffing these peppers. Put down a layer of cheese. We got a layer of diced mushrooms, another layer of cheese. We got some bacon in there. Crack the egg on top, and then with that I'm going to go on top with just a couple more little pieces of bacon. Break these down a little bit. A little bit more bacon on the top. I'm going to put some cheddar cheese on there because I love cheddar, and this is going to add a little bit extra color to the top as well. Cheddar. And then we've got some nice fresh chopped chives. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of that on there. And that's it. That's one done. We're just going to continue, repeat this process for the rest of our peppers. Cheese, mushrooms, bacon, more cheese, egg, more cheese, and chives. Alright y'all, we've got our peppers all stuffed, ready for the grill. I got my little homemade props up under these to try to help them sit straight. I don't know about y'all, but I'm kind of anxious to see how this one turns out. I'm going to go ahead and just get them straight on the grill right now. We're going to be cooking at 375 degrees today. Should take roughly 15 to 20 minutes for these to be done. I'm going to go ahead and start checking them at the 15-minute mark, so I'm going to go ahead and set myself a timer. There we go. Now we got a timer set for 15 minutes. I got my phone connected to the Traeger Wi-Fi app, so when that 15 minutes is up, I'll get a notification on my phone. We'll check on them then. All right, so we're right at the 20-minute mark now. Had my timer set. I came out, I started checking these at 15 minutes. They definitely weren't quite there yet, so I decided to go ahead and go a full 20. We're gonna take a look at them now, see how they're doing. These are looking pretty good. The eggs are set. There's still a little bit of jiggle left there, so they're not going to be overcooked. That's how I like mine. I like the yolk to still be just a little bit runny. I don't want it to be totally solid. These are looking pretty perfect to me. I don't know how well you can see that there, but I think these are going to be awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and take these inside, let them sit for just a minute, and then we'll cut into one, give it a taste, and see how we did today. All right, guys, these things are done. They're looking pretty dang good to me. One thing I can say with all certainty is that it's smelling pretty amazing in here right now. If you were paying attention earlier in the video, you notice that I ran into a little bit of trouble here with this red bell pepper. I couldn't get it to sit right, so I made myself a little homemade foil prop to prop it up. I'm happy to say that definitely worked. Here's your little closer look. So yeah, I mean, when you're cooking, especially when you're trying out something new, I mean, you're going to run into some challenges here and there. Sometimes you just got to get creative and figure out ways to overcome that. So definitely these are looking awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and crack into one of these and see how it tastes. I think I'm gonna go for one of these red bell peppers. It's looking pretty good to me. I can tell these peppers definitely cooked down a pretty good bit. They've softened up quite a bit. So that's a good thing. So let's cut into this one and see how it tastes. It's got a lot of my favorite things in there. You got peppers, which, you know, I'm a huge fan of peppers. You got bacon. Of course, you know I like to use bacon on everything. Eggs, cheese, chives, mushrooms. I mean, how could you go wrong? But only one way to find out for sure. And see, that's what I'm talking about right there. That's exactly what I was looking for. You see, the egg's done, but the yolk is still a little bit runny. That's exactly how I like it. That looks awesome. I'm just going to take a big old bite right out of this. This is still pretty hot. Hopefully I don't burn myself, but I've waited long enough. I need to taste it. Two thumbs up, not just one. Two thumbs up. I'm going in again. That is good. Oh my God. That is amazing. Definitely going to be doing this one again, for sure. That one's going down in the books. I'll be making this again for sure. Might have to do this one of these Saturday cooks coming up. You never know. Might hit y'all with some surprise breakfast. You know, we do that every now and then. Sometimes you get here a little bit early, it pays off. Anyway, speaking of which, if you want to try some awesome food samples like this fresh off the Traeger, we do this every Saturday. Rain or shine, we're going to be out here cooking. We're always going to have food samples at noon. Every now and then, I might get here early enough to whip up some breakfast, so get here 9:30 or 10, you might get a little bit of breakfast. As always, we really appreciate you guys watching. Make sure and check us out on all of our social media, Facebook, Instagram. We're also on YouTube. We do these grill tip videos all the time. And speaking of grill tip videos, a little bit of an announcement to make regarding that. I hope you guys are really enjoying the content. We want to keep bringing you as much content as possible, but at the same time, we really strive to try to kind of make sure that we're bringing you quality content and not just pushing it out there as fast as possible. That being said, the grill tip videos from this point forward are going to be twice a month. We're not going to be doing them every week. We're going to do them twice a month from now on. I hope you guys understand why we've made that decision. It's not a decision that we made lightly. It's just, you know, once a week, it gets a little bit hectic to try to keep up sometimes, especially with all the stuff, other things and events, and we've got shipments of grills coming in, going out, this and that. So I really just want to strive to kind of make sure that I'm able to bring you quality content. I want to be able to have the time to test these recipes out and make sure that everything is good to go before I make these videos. So from now on, grill tip videos will be twice a month. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments section below. Again, we really appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you next time. Hope you have a good week.